Okay, turn one. What I've decided to do, I kind of changed it up for my blog entry. I'm going to have, these are the defenders, these are the attackers. It's a meeting engagement. I'm going to just start doing campaign because that's what I like to do. So basically you have to destroy or force withdraw 50% of the forces. So there's 6 units, so 30%. I'm sorry, for 3 units. But I also kind of made this hill worth something in war chest points so that there was some drive to get to the hill. You know, there's some resources or something that they want to take over this area. So the first blood, not really first blood, but first metal hits and destroyed Jägermech hit this trebuchet over here for 3 points of damage. The Zeus has also taken 4 points of damage. It's going to go fast. The Panther from the Atlas took 4 points of damage and a weapons hit. So, and he's only got 2 structure left, so he's got to retreat. He'll make it because the first turn he'll make it because he only moved once. Once you make it to the table edge, you're off. So he'll make it no problem. They can still get points for the victory, but they'll at least escape with the ship. And who else took damage here? The Panther and the Jägermech took 3. This game is going to go super fast, especially if they close range, so I got to rethink my strategy. I was going to send the 3 heavy guys just forward, and here the light guys were just going to go over here and harass this guy. These light guys were going to go around the corners, harass, and then as soon as these guys are up here, they're going to hop on the hill and take the objective, and these guys were just going to cover for them. But that doesn't really work because they need to be able to see over the hill, so I didn't move them correctly, so we'll work on that. See it. Well, we're kind of at a standoff here in turn 2 because, you know, I believe these are the defenders on this side. They've already lost a unit, and these guys have some pretty strong hits over here, the attackers, and so there's a little bit of hesitancy to move out because it doesn't take much to knock your guys out. In turn 2, the only one that took any damage was the catapult here in the woods. Because of the Grand Dragon shooting at it. Every shot these guys made missed. Those guys are all more than 2/3 covered. If you get down to side here. And so there's kind of hesitancy. I was going to lay smoke, but I'm not sure what the point of this is because it's only 2 inches. And so even though I set this as an objective to maybe get it moving from this exact thing, I definitely need more cover on the battlefield, and I'm kind of stuck on what to do, so I got to think through, okay, what would you do? How would you do this? So I think the plan for these guys, they're all gonna move over here, kind of come sweep around this side and take these guys out, but these guys will just lay waste to them. Once they get in the open, they're dead. I mean, these guys will just waste them. So I probably should move these guys more forward, and get some better shots at these guys. Any thoughts? Any ideas, Battletech players? If you've played Alpha Strike yet, you know what you would do. Real quick, I'm wondering, I'm going to have to check the rules. So if you go through 7 inches of woods, it blocks line of sight. Otherwise, it doesn't block line of sight for mechs. Because, you know, they're so tall, towering over trees and all that. But I wonder if you go through like 5 inches and then 2 inches over there, is that still blocking it? In my game, I'm saying it is because it's just a accumulation of. Now, I noticed in the advanced rules, which is kind of cool. So they keep adding rules. If you want them, you know, they vary, like, you know, light woods, heavy woods, super heavy woods, or whatever. So that's pretty cool. All right, see ya. Turn 3 is finished in the game of epicness. So the defenders here have decided to hold back, and then when they can clear out some of these attackers, this guy will jump on here and claim it for 2 turns. This last turn was totally ineffective shooting. Being in the forest really helps. All shots were ineffective. No, that's not true. The Grand Dragon did take some hits, actually. Getting up there, I decided I was going to push these heavies up. The Zeus is going to stay back since he's got damage. And the Atlas will move up as well. These guys jumped out here and got nothing because he has jump capability, so it's 1. And I need to make sure I'm doing that with everyone that's got jump capability, actually, and I'm not. So I need to remember to do that. In fact, that trebuchet may not have been hit, because you get a +1 modifier. And the attackers are just going to move up the heavies, and then eventually take these light guys around the back and try to get a couple guys out to get some more of their guys out to win. Alright, that's the game. See ya. Turn 4. And the attackers are coming around wide. They drove the Jenner, decided to come back off, and the Panther has to retreat the next turn. So this is turn 4. Panther needs to retreat the next turn, or forced withdraw, so he could get another shot off. In fact, he will, and hopefully not get destroyed. And they're just getting close to the hill. The dragon will go on the hill this turn, because it's going to be over here soon. Because, like I said, so he's off, so that'll be 1 down. This guy's sitting behind the hill. I'm going to have to move him out. He's going to have to do something. He's doing jack nothing back there. So these guys in the woods are hard to move and budge. So, and that's that. The defenders will just stay there. We'll see about moving this guy up here this turn as well, if the dragon moves up there. Alright, see ya. Into turn 5. Dragon down. Banshee shot. Took him out. So they were on the hill. Objective says you have to be on there 2 turns. So right now, it's theirs, I would say. Although he has to be on there for 2 turns. So I guess he didn't last 2 end phases. So it's not their hill. So they haven't taken it yet. I took that chance. Now the problem is, so that's 1 guy out, 2 guys out. Because that he's having to force, he's not crippled. He's a forced withdrawal. So he's still on the table, I guess, so he's still good. And defenders are just going to sit there and pick off, and this guy's come around here, and man, I couldn't hit jack, but I did get them. I got a critical hit, but it turned out to be not a critical hit. So, alright, that's that for turn 5. Turn 6, game over. Attackers win because of forced withdrawal. Now the Atlas got up here, but he didn't have 2 end phases upon which he was on the hill. So I'll check the rules to make sure, but I would think that your unit has to be on there for 2 end phases while they're still good, because they had 1 end phase, but that dragon was toast, so he wasn't alive. I mean, he was destroyed. But the Atlas was up there at this end phase, so that's 1. He had to be up there for 2 end phases. And the game is, it says if you cripple half, so the game is over. So the catapult is crippled and the Jägermech is crippled. So essentially they withdraw off the field. Now, the thing is, as you're moving off, you could still get shot at, and these guys can still shoot while they're moving off. But the game says your winner if you cripple 2. So I wonder if that means you have to get off the board. I'm just going to say that they withdraw and the game's over. I'm not going to keep going, although I guess you could technically do that, and that would help you determine if you destroy mechs or not. And then the thing is, they could keep shooting at mechs. They shot at this guy over here. These guys jumped right in his face, but then he moved out of the way. I should have waited to move one of these guys later to get closer to him, because this guy was able to move back because one of these guys jumped in his face. He's like, well, forget that, I'm leaving. I should have maybe like split him up or something, but because he got a little bit of cover. Of course, he was on his way out. He couldn't shoot anybody anyway. It was terrible because of his damage to his fire control. So the game is over. I guess the question is now, because the victory conditions say if you cripple or thing, then you win. But, you know, technically I guess they still would have to withdraw. But we're going to say it's over this time, and I'll adjust it after I read some, check the forums and all that. So the attackers win a minor victory, I guess. It's not really in the scenario, but I had to put this up here so people would move forward. You get a lot. If you get in woods, you're hard to hit. You have to get right up in their face. I should have moved this Atlas quicker. I didn't. It just hit me at the end. I'm like, this guy's got tons of armor there, so he could have withstood a lot of hits. So he should have got up there a little sooner before the Grand Dragon. So that's that. More cover. And what else? More cover. I mean, because these guys were awesome in here. And just a better understanding. I mean, I was starting to get modifiers. I had them memorized pretty quick for lots of things. So that's the first game of Alpha Strike. In the campaign, the attackers win, but don't get the hill or the points for that. And I'll come back to the campaign system in another video just because this one's going to be long. See y'all.